friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kara, and today I'm going to be doing a 3-month update on my breast reduction and excess skin removal surgeries that I had done at the beginning of September. I did do a previous update, so I will link that up in the corner in case you're interested about that, but otherwise, let's just hop straight into it. Alright, so this time I thought I'd just wear a bathing suit so that I'm a little less demonetizable than standing here in my underwear, but at any rate, wanted to give you the update. It's been 3 months since I had my breast reduction, panniculectomy, excess skin removal, and then liposuction and excess skin removal from over in this area. So the estimated full recovery time, they say about 12 months for all the swelling and everything to sort of settle down. So it's still a work in progress. It's only been 3 months. There are some areas that I've already sort of flagged for my surgeon for when I have a follow-up in a couple of months' time, but I'll walk you through it. So doing so much better. Sorry, I can hear my cat yowling. Why is she? That's her. She never gets up here. Gracie. There you go. There's your buddy. Luna, where's Gracie? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think you're more excited about me than you are the cat. I think so. Okay, you girls be good. All right. Okay, so back at it. Sorry, I have a box on my bed with Christmas lights in it. So of course Gracie's gonna rub her face against that. Hopefully the sound isn't very distracting, but let's move on from there. So, physically feeling so much better. So much better. There is still numbness going on in this area. I have sensation back on this boob, not on this one. It might come back, it might not. This was the one that my surgeon was most concerned about because it was larger, so I'm not expecting it to come back at this point, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me. It honestly doesn't. The numbness around the stomach, it doesn't hurt, but it feels strange. Like if I lie down on my stomach, or if something presses against my stomach, or if my husband rubs my stomach, I don't know. It's just a weird sensation, and I can't describe it any better than that. I wish that I could. I wish I had better words, but it's just a strange sensation. It doesn't hurt. It's just strange. I can feel pressure, but I can't feel actual physical touch. So with my belly button, there's times where I touch my own stomach and my finger falls into it because I'm not aware of where it is and I can't feel myself getting close to it. So it's kind of strange, but I do like my new belly button. I will say, I think it's kind of sexy. So let's look at the scars. So I will bring this down so as not to completely flash you. So there is what the panniculectomy scar is looking like now. So like I said, there are a few things that I have flagged for my surgeon, and this area in here, and to a lesser extent, but still here, if I stand in the doorway, nope, I can't get over that way. This goes in a little bit more, there's a little bit more of that hourglass shape, whereas this one sort of bulges out. It could just be still residual swelling, not entirely sure, but they kind of just put a pin in it, and we're going to circle back and take a look in a few months' time, see how it's doing. But they might have to do just a little bit of touch up over here because it does kind of bulge out. It's still a vast improvement on what it was, but I would prefer a more smooth silhouette. There you can see, I don't love that. Don't love it, but we've got our eye on it. So I'll get a little bit closer. You can see the scar. It looks pretty raggedy, but it's smooth to the touch. I do still have a bump under the skin right here. It is getting a little bit smaller, but that's what my surgeon flagged as being fat necrosis, so nothing to worry about, but something she can fix in the office. And then as well, these little ends of the incision here, they call them dog ears. I'm not sure if you can really see, but yeah, see how it kind of comes to a point right there? They can smooth that out. It's not as pronounced on this side, so they might not need to do anything over here, but on the right side for sure. And then you can see just the overall silhouette is much flatter, much nicer. I'm quite happy with that. The abs, as painful as that was to have them fixed, this little ab line And then in the right light, you can see like the little outline of the abs over here. Granted, I'm flexing, so that helps. But even when I like fully relax, you can still see that line right there. And then if I, and being completely honest, I have not done a single sit-up since I've had surgery. So this is just the result of the surgery. So then the chest, not going to show off the scars aside from underneath. So that's sort of what we're working with here. But the vertical scars are already starting to get quite pink and lighten up quite a bit. And I'm not one bit bothered by the boob scars at all. There are fairly significant scars over on this side. Now, this is an area that I do need to talk to my surgeon about as well, because this is where I had like the scars here are from the lipo and the excess skin removal that I had done under my arms. And there's still quite a bit. So my guess is when they did the surgery, they wanted to make sure there was enough so that, you know, after when I'm fully healed, if I stretch my arm up, there's still skin to move. But I still think there's excess. And so depending on the bra that I wear, like sometimes it kind of bulges over the top, like I'm kind of forcing it there. It's really not bad. Again, definite improvement on where it was. But I paid a lot of money for this surgery, so I want to be perfectly happy with it. I will say I'm perfectly happy with the chest, the size, the placement, what it looks like underneath, like everything I'm quite happy with. I am very happy with my new sort of stomach and physique, with the exception of those little points that I pointed out. But here is what I look like 3 months post-surgery, doing so much better. Like I cannot overstate how much better I'm doing. So I'm going to situate myself elsewhere, answer some of the questions that I've received from you, and then we will wrap this one up. Okay, we're going to do this super casual because I cannot resist this sweet little cat. She just turned 14 not that long ago, and we've had her since she was 2 months old. Like she wasn't even properly weaned. We rescued her from a house that had a lot of cats, and she's just the sweetest thing. So this is Gracie, and then over here is Luna, and they actually get along fairly well. Like they don't really seek each other out, but they will cuddle with each other, and they just largely just don't bother with each other, and that's kind of a good thing. But they will sniff at each other, and they're perfectly happy in each other's company. So at any rate, I thought I would include them in our video today. So I didn't get many questions, but one of the questions that I did get was, what do I wish I had known going into this surgery? And so it's not so much that I wish I'd known the process of the surgery. I wish I had just known a little bit more about the healing afterwards and sort of what not to worry about. I think because I'm such like a naturally anxious person and I can catastrophize anything, every little development that came along, I just assumed the worst out of it. So for example, I had in 2 little areas, stitches started coming through around where they reattached my areola. And so of course I'm like, oh my God, what is this? It's like rejecting and blah, whatever. They were dissolvable. Like it's not the end of the world. And eventually they did come out. So it was both fascinating and disgusting. It was like a pimple popper moment. I won't get into it any more than that, but it didn't hurt. And they just came out when they were ready to. So, I mean, I might have helped them a little bit, but when I had tried to help them out when I first found them, they weren't budging. So after a few more days, they came out very easily, and then it was totally fine. They healed up, no bleeding, nothing like that. So things like that, the little dog ears on the ends of the surgery, I wish I'd known about that. I do wish that I had been prepared for just how much pain I would be in, although I kind of understand why they don't tell you that, so that they're not turning people off. But especially with the involvement of the ab muscles, like I needed to take more time off than what I had originally allotted for. And that was another question that I got, was how much time off. So I work an office job. I sit at a desk. I don't move around all that much. I don't carry stuff. Like I just sit at a desk. So even after, I think I went back super part-time after about 2 weeks. And that was not, like, I couldn't make it through the day. So I would say like at least a solid 3 weeks off if you can do it. Even better would be 4, especially if they're going to be involving your abs in the surgery. If it had just been the breast reduction, I would have been fine after like a week. Even with the liposuction on my arms, I was still bruised, but I was fine. The skin removal, the panniculectomy, that one was really hard because I couldn't stand upright. And it was just, at some point, it moved away from being pain to just being very frustrating and very claustrophobic. Like I just felt trapped within my own skin. I feel so much better now. I have no issues. I can walk, I can run, I can cycle, I can swim, I can do whatever I want to do, and it doesn't hurt, and I'm fully upright, and it's totally fine. Leaning backwards, I can still feel the pull, but it doesn't hurt. Like it's not limiting. So I can see why they don't really give the full heads up on it, but I think if they really stressed like take 3 to 4 weeks off, if at all possible, I think that would have at least helped me out with my own planning. I'm self-employed, so when I'm not working, I don't earn money. So this fall has been a little bit difficult, but manageable. I'm back at work full time now. Again, like I said, there's no limitations. So that I think was like the biggest surprise for me because I've always recovered well. Not that I've had a ton of surgeries, but I have had other procedures, C-sections, things of that sort, appendectomy, all of that. And the recovery hasn't been awful. This has been the hardest one for me and the longest for me. And so then that leads to the other question that I've got, and that is, would I do it again? Again, I go back to the previous update that I did where I said, the further away from the surgery, the faster I'm going to be able to get to the answer. I still remember how difficult the recovery was, the issue with sleeping, all of that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't want to do it again. However, I am very happy with the results. There are obviously some little tweaks, like I said, that I would prefer to do. But overall, I am so happy. Like my back hasn't hurt since I had it done. My neck doesn't hurt nearly as much with the weight of my breasts off. I haven't had any sores under my breasts. I haven't had any rashes or itching underneath my stomach roll because I don't have a stomach roll anymore. My confidence is higher in terms of like what kind of clothing I wear. It's been nice to just sort of explore different styles that I haven't been able to wear at the size that I was. And when I say that, like I'm fully aware. You can wear whatever you want. It's totally fine. I just was not personally comfortable in it. So when I say things that I couldn't wear, I guess really what I mean is things that I wouldn't wear, because there's really there's no law against it. It just wasn't something that I felt comfortable with. And so now there are things that I feel very much more comfortable with, and I have been exploring that side. So that has been kind of a nice little perk as well. But just from a physical standpoint, like I just feel a lot stronger. Running is so much easier. I am back training for next season or next year's triathlon season. So I've been doing a lot of cycling. I've been doing some running, not as much swimming. I feel like I have some time before I really get that going as well. But the cycling has been fantastic because I don't end up getting all sweaty and rashy and hot underneath that roll of my stomach like I did. Trapped a lot of heat under there. And so cycling for any amount of time, it got very uncomfortable very quickly. And now I don't have to deal with that. And likewise, running with just one sports bra, incredible concept, but I don't have my stomach bouncing up and down. I don't have my chest bouncing up and down. So I'm not distracted by it. I'm able to just focus on my form and what it is that I'm doing and trying to accomplish. So there's been a lot of positives with it. So from that perspective, yes, I would do it again. I just hope that I never have to, if that makes sense. It's not fun. I can't say that it's fun. I can't say that it's easy. It's not. I would be completely lying if I was like, it's no big deal. 100% it's a big deal. I will say just the breast reduction on its own never really created any issues for me. The boobs, there were times where they were uncomfortable, but it really wasn't painful in the same way that the rest of the incision sites were. Now, that could be because it was overshadowed by the others, and if it was just that and I wasn't distracted by the stomach or the abs or the sides, perhaps I might be saying something different, but I didn't really find the breasts themselves to be much of an issue. The cuts along the sides where they took the excess skin, that was a little bit more painful, certainly more tender, but that isn't typically involved in a regular breast reduction. That was extra. The panniculectomy itself, it's hard to say what it would be like without having the abs involved in it, because the ab muscles were so incredibly painful. So I don't know what it would be like to experience it if I hadn't had that ab separation and if they had just taken the skin off. I think there would still be that discomfort of not being able to stand upright, but I don't know if it would have healed a bit faster. So if you've had that procedure done without having like your abs sewn together, please in the comments let us know, because I'm very curious about that. I just can't speak to it myself because that's not the experience I had. So anyways, there we are, 3 months out. I am supposed to have my next appointment with my surgeon either in January or February. It's not scheduled yet, but one of those 2 months I will have another update. So, or I guess another check-in with her. So I will do another update at that point, especially if they have like gone in and done any of the revisions, or if there's a plan for that. I will share that with you because I don't know. I don't know if they do touch up lipo, if I have to go back into the hospital for that, if I have to pay for that. Like, I don't know. If I have to pay for it, I might not have it done. I probably won't have it done. We'll put it that way. The little dog ears, I know they're going to fix those without charge. And that little ball of fat necrosis, they're going to fix that as well without charge. But touch up lipo, I don't know. So stay tuned. I will share my thoughts on it with you, or share what I learn about it as we go. But for now, that is it. Also, I'm just realizing, like, my makeup is atrocious today because I slept in my makeup last night. Shh, don't tell the audience on my beauty channel that I did that. It's a big no-no, but it is what it is. I was very drunk last night. So I look a hot mess, but I did get my hair done and I got it dyed, and it was very much needed after 3 months of nothing, because I got my hair done just the day before I had surgery, and then all the gray grew in. So here we are, looking a little bedraggled, but that's okay for a Sunday afternoon. Anyways, I wanted to give you that update. So I hope that you guys are doing well. We are heading into the holiday season, so I hope that is going well for you and not super stressful. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.